Migración es separación de familia, separación de cultura, separación de amigos. Y cuando tú llegas a una comunidad que te acoge, te hace más llevadero la nostalgia de todo lo que dejaste atrás. How long did you live in JP?
7 years.
7 years, right? Mm-hmm. The grassroots for the past 50 years in JP is being Latino.
Yeah.
To the point that we had 112 different businesses only in this area being managed and owned by Latinos.
Okay.
Right now, this area
Yeah.
is being nominated. It's called Boston Latin Quota at Large for promotional purpose, mapping in the city.
Okay. I didn't realize there was an official decree by the city.
Yes. It accomplished a lot because for us Latino, it gives us a sense of belonging. Like, you know, you need something.
Fernandito, ¿cómo es? 2 pesos. Ok. Mira. Y que le nazca a su baby con mucha salud.
Gracias, yo lo voy a mi
Los comerciantes empezaron a tomar este sitio como un Latin Quarter, como un centro comunal hispano. Sí, más o menos era como Little Cuba cuando eso, sí. Y así empezó todo, la comunidad a crecer de los 60 para acá.
Tengo en esta comunidad alrededor de unos 17 años. Aquí encuentras tu comida, encuentras tu gente, los pastelitos, la arepa, todo la comida local que tú puedes encontrar en Santo Domingo, aquí la encuentras también. Es bueno eso.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you. Later, Papa.
Después pues fue cambiando un poquito, empezaron a llegar los puertorriqueños, los dominicanos y gracias a Dios es una comunidad muy diversa.
Oye, agarra a tu pareja, no la suelte.
Me sentí cómodo como en familia aquí. Además estaba lidiando con mi comunidad, en mi idioma, y me sentía como en casa.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Welcome everyone to our Latin Quarter Fiesta. This event is brought to you by Hyde Square Task Force. And for those of you who don't know, Hyde Square Task Force has been around for more than 25 years in the neighborhood. We have been working with young people, and our mission is to amplify the power, creativity, and voices of youth, connecting them to Afro-Latin culture and heritage so they can create a diverse, vibrant Latin quarter and build a just and equitable Boston.
It was nice to be able to go to the shops and hear Spanish and Spanish music and be able to go and get some food that I recognize.
Es importante porque mantenemos nuestras raíces vivas. Nos mantenemos por lo menos recordando cómo éramos allá y cosas así.
I came to the United States when I was 10 years old. I went to school in Boston's Latin Quarter. I've grown up here and it's shaped who I am today. For me, having been in a place where teachers were mixed, right? They look like white Americans, but they look like me too. And I knew that I was living in a world that although I had to get used to some things, I still could aspire to be in a position of leadership.
I grew up in the greater Boston area and found myself settling in Jamaica Plain in the late 70s. I remember one evening I decided to take a walk up Center Street, and I remember saying to myself, I'm in a different country here.
¿Algo más? Dame 3 amarillos.
Alex Chimis es el típico chimichurri dominicano. Tenemos el pollo rostizado, tenemos chicharrones, tenemos carne frita, pollo frito, también tenemos arroz con gandules, tostones, batata, yuca. Un menú típico.
¿Para llevar? Para llevar, sí.
¿Algo más, mi amor? No.
¿Qué quiere el pollo, el arroz y la yuca? Todo.
Este sitio de Alex Chimi, bueno, pues por 20 años ya en nuestro punto estratégico para nuestra comida deliciosa.
Y estamos aquí para comer bien.
¡Llegó Ana!
El chofer va a repartir allá para acá. Esa es la bendición. El que prueba, regresa. Y cuando regresan, se sienten en casa.
¡Bendiciones! ¡Gracias! Disfrutando, bendiciones.
No podemos decir más que gracias a Dios por ponernos en el centro de Latin Quarter, en la comunidad hispana, para poder servirle a nuestra comunidad.
De la maravilla.
86, 87, I started to notice that, yes, there was still all that vibrancy and the music, the culture. There was a very lively street presence of families. I also began to notice very quickly that there was a big drug and violence issue.
Empezaron a vender drogas y por la calle y se puso muy duro esto por acá.
There were very active and aggressive drug dealers who were saying to me, you looking? You looking? That's all they kept. They assumed I was a client, even though I had a 6-month-old child in one of my arms.
Antes aquí nadie quería vivir. Los americanos no querían vivir en Jamaica Plain. Más bien fueron huyendo.
We need a place that will lessen the gang violence and stop the drug dealing. Gang members are recruiting, and what is the community doing about it? That's the question.
The neighbors got together and we were like, What are we going to do about this?
We dream that one day we can play together, stop the hate, and become one family.
Empezó a limpiar un poco la comunidad, poquito a poco, y fuimos mejorando poco a poco.
Por más de 40 años, los latinos hemos trabajado arduamente, sembrando una semilla de unidad en Jamaica Plain.
Well, I have news. If we all come together and we fight and we have a dream and we stick together, it could become reality.
It's important to talk to those who were here, who remember the neighborhood of what it was 60 plus years ago and how far we've come, but that it didn't happen overnight. I know the fight's not over. There's a lot more we can do, but to remember what it takes.
Y es una comunidad que está siendo ejemplo de comunidad. Está siendo ejemplo de convivencia.
Okay, so welcome to our bilingual story time. My name is Suhey. I'm the children's librarian here. And what we do is we sing a couple of songs in English and in Spanish, okay? These are our pies. Nos saludamos con los pies. Nos saludamos con los pies. Nos saludamos con los pies. Y decimos, hola. And what are these? Legs. And in Spanish? Piernas. Nos saludamos con las piernas, nos saludamos con las piernas, nos saludamos con las piernas y decimos hola. Good job.
Our young people don't grow up in programs, they don't grow up in organizations. They don't grow up just in the context of families. They don't just grow up in schools. But it's all of these interconnected circles that impact our lives. And until we sort of coordinate among them, we're not able to really make a difference. It's not that they're not talented. It's not that they don't have the potential. It's not that they don't have the ganas. The ganas are there. But the opportunities are limited, or they're narrowly defined of this is what your path should be. And this is why I love what we do, because I think we open up a whole different world to them by saying, do you have a passion for music? Tap into that. Maybe you're not going to be a professional musician, but how can you use that to pursue whatever other dream you have?
This lesson is about West and Central Africa and how they influence Latin music. Most of the slaves came from West Africa. A lot of Jamaicans came from Ghana. Okay, a lot of the Brazilians, the Africans, came from Angola, and you can see these influences in the stuff I'm going to show you. What started as Congolese rumba eventually evolved into soukous, and a lot of that sounds like reggaeton, It's great when they can see themselves in history, when you can make sense of it for yourself, when you can see ways you could be a part of it, or what caused the richness or the poverty or the insanity in your family. History can tell you those things.
Here in Boston, we have over 40% of our student population that are Latinx. When you look in terms of the gains we have made around high school graduation, college enrollment, college completion, because we have made, as a city, we've made progress, our Latinx youth continue to lag behind.
There's work to be done still. Still work to be done. At the same time, we can do a better job of coexisting. Boston has just got that going on, though. There's a lot of pockets of ethnicity in Boston. That's the reputation it's had forever.
Even though we're progressing as a city, not everyone's progressing at the same rate.
Take a break, take a water break. What do I tell you guys typically? Afro in general, the dance, anything.
It's hard.
Then it's easy to get frustrated, right? Like, oh, pero esto, this is not for me. Everybody says that. This is not for me. You just have to be persistent. You think, oh, it's okay now, but it's not, because you still look different and you still have an accent and you still come from a different background, right? So then you can get stuck in a place of limbo, of like not really knowing who you are, where you come from, and you can be doing that for other people too, right? Everyone who's coming after you.
It's like, yeah, the people say there's a Spanish side and there's a white side.
And if you do walk up past JP List, you can see the difference between over here and up there. Mm-hmm. You can see a difference.
But I feel like even though this is just one part that's called the Latin Quarter, it still made a difference for Latin people. Mm-hmm. So it's like the Latin Quarter gives us that identify as Latin people.
I think everyone knows the story of the Latin Quarter, which was once we started to make the streets safe and, created some cultural vibrancy, the process of gentrification started.
Oh, you got some heart and soul, but that's not what your love is for. Lay your butt down, but please come. Don't you try to hold my world up. Don't you try to hold my world.
La comunidad anglosajona casi no se veía caminando en este bloque, pero ahora sí.
Ha sido demasiado rápido el aceleramiento, el crecimiento de la ciudad de Boston.
Poquitos obreros pueden vivir aquí.
La comunidad ha tenido que desplazarse a las afueras de las ciudades. En la Brockton, Stanton, lugares un poquito más baratos que la ciudad de Boston. Pero aún siguen laborando aquí, en esta área.
And that's how the concept came up of the Latin Quarter.
And I was one of the artists that came in to speak on behalf of dance artists about why is it important to have a designated cultural district.
You all know there's a lot of development still planned to be done. We want all developers to have to come through the Latin Quarter Advisory Committee and get advice.
Does the developer say the Latinos are an asset or they're a liability and I need to displace them in order to put something else?
The Latin Quarter now also has a city and the state recognition that this is the Latino community in Boston. There are other communities thriving around the neighborhood, but this one has been here for years.
We want to make it for us, by us, and all that, and include other people to enjoy, but that it always stay preserved in terms of integrity of what it really is. And then exactly like it doesn't turn into Disney World.
Great.
Or land.
Or land, either one. All right, that's great.
One of the critical aspects of having a Latin Quarter, having a location, a sense of place, is that we are pushing and making sure that as a community, we are seen. We cannot be ignored. We're here. It gives us definitely a physical location, but also a symbolic location.
I live in Manhattan now, but I still come to Jamaica Plain for all the corner stores. I come to Jamaica Plain for my doctors. Jamaica Plain is just always going to be my home.
Significa proyectar nuestro arte y nuestra cultura, nuestra música, nuestros valores, y que cuando otras personas oigan de Latin Quarter puedan venir geográficamente a un lugar donde se sientan que es parte de la comunidad latina.
Latin Quarter es algo excepcional para conseguir y continuar con los valores hispanos que tenemos aquí en Jamaica Plain.
An empowerment for the young people that are growing up here and in Boston in general, because there's actually a designated space.
And making sure that through a shared experience, we can stop perhaps looking at one another as the other and realize that we have more commonalities that can bring us together.
We are going to places like Boston's Latin Quarter, right? Where like a business owner looks like my mom or a teacher looks like my aunt. Like those types of things really read differently in how you think about yourself in society, how you fit into society, and how you think about yourself in your future and what you can do with it.
There is something so rich about having a city that affirms its diversity, its cultural and ethnic and racial diversity. I think it can move us as a city forward.
Dice mi madre será fina y del ballet, pero la conga contigo jalándote pa'l bebé, que te regala la risa y un tumbao que tumba, y que por eso los muertos te van a la pa' la rumba. Soy bonco, la rumba me llamo yo, la rumba me llamo yo, la rumba me llamo yo. Soy bonco, la rumba me llamo yo. Champana con quien quiere pa soy bonco, la rumba me llamo yo. Se podón,